Difficult conversations. What makes a conversation difficult? What are the excuses that we create in our mind that makes them sound so difficult? And what can be the strategy that can work to help us hold those difficult conversations? Hi, this is Mrinal and let's begin difficult conversations today. Okay, so what makes a difficult conversation? It's actually nothing but our inner feeling of fear. Where is this fear stemming from? It's stemming from our mindset, a mindset which actually gets us into judgment of right and wrong, and that leads us to confusion. It is actually leading us to hold that fear, which gets us to feel concerned about our image. How are we coming across to people? How is it that people are perceiving us? And that is actually what defines our comfort. So, most of those difficult conversations, we find discomfort. We find that we are not very easy with having those conversations because of some preconceptions about appropriateness of the topic, the conversation, and we are trying to avoid confrontation because we also somewhere lack clarity. So, the mindset is actually getting us to get confused, feel that we are not at ease because we are concerned about the image too much and we lack clarity. So we avoid confrontation. What if somebody asks me that? What are the excuses that we are creating in our mind? Sometimes we feel that people are difficult. People are difficult because we say that they are a certain position, we hold a certain relationship with them, he's elder to me, she is my boss and I can't have this conversation with her. What if the repercussions are detrimental for my career? Sometimes we associate these excuses with people's behavior. Like people can deny it, they can be dismissive, and that can be hurtful or that can put us on the back foot. It can get people angry, they can abuse us, they can hurt us, they can frame opinion of us. What if this conversation hurts them? We actually create the excuse based on people, and what we are trying to avoid in that case is have that difficult conversation which we are keeping in our mind, wherein the real reason might be something else, but the excuse is these people. We are actually fearful of outcomes. We are actually fearful of how the conversation is going to go about because we somewhere are not clear on how to hold that conversation, what to say in that conversation, and what is it that we are trying to derive from that conversation. The second is the topic itself can be very, very scary sometimes. This topic is something I'm not very comfortable to talk. It can be because we're not clear about the topic, or maybe somewhere in our preconceived notion that topic isn't a very comfortable topic to raise in that kind of setting. Third is I don't know how to do it. We cannot know absolutely clearly about how a conversation is going to go because that conversation has not happened. This fear comes from the place that we are driven on having a winning conversation. I should be the one who wins the argument. I should be the one who gets accepted. I should be the one who gets understood. And that's when we are putting the compulsive notion on our mind that this conversation should be on my side. What if the other person denies my proposal? Or what if the other person is in denial of what I have to say about that conversation? Second important thing is we go and approach that conversation from a closed angle, believing interesting that only our perspective and our position is the right one. We are not going in there with the intention and openness of receiving the information from the other person. We're diluting the intent. What is the real intent, the need of holding that conversation? What can be the possible strategies? I think there are 5 steps to this strategy. The first and foremost thing is setting intention about any conversation will automatically make that conversation simple. Once we have the intention set right, there is no reason that we can be driven on fear. We will not get run over by conflicting ideas there. Second thing is to be open to listen. Like I said, that some of these excuses come from the place that we want to be on the winning side. We want to prove somebody right or wrong. And when that happens, we are not open to listening. The entire agenda of the conversation gets diluted on the intent, and the new intent becomes I need to express, I need to win, I need to prove myself right. And that is what we have to be careful about. The third thing is basing the entire conversation on facts. 90% of the time, all our conversations that we have, we try to base it on assumptions that are fulfilling to the biases that we are holding. These are called as self-fulfilling prophecies. These are coming from the place of what we believe is right. These are also coming from the place of proving us and giving us a higher position in the conversation. So, putting ourselves on that pedestal by basing the conversation on biased arguments, biased reasonings, which are more assumptive than factual, is again another thing that we have to be careful of. And if we can base the conversation on facts, then the difficult conversation will become simpler and easier because we don't have to prove the fact. Fourth step is that don't make the conversation about proving the other side wrong or wanting to make them realize their mistake or that kind of thing. So, when the agenda and intent is more personalized in form, then the conversations are definitely going to be difficult. Even if it is about resolving a relationship issue, make it about the relationship, not about the person. Making the conversation about the intent that you are setting and staying on that intent is the foremost thing that we have to be cognizant of. And the last important thing is that focus on the impact, that is the forward movement. Every time you hold a difficult conversation, which is apparently not so difficult, but it is only in your mind, focus on the impact that you are striving to create by holding that conversation. Is it about forward movement of an assignment, a project? Is it about forward movement of family? Is it about betterment of the community? Is it about improvement of a relationship? Is it about clarifying yourself? Whatever it is, focus on the impact that you are trying to create through that conversation. And when the intent and the impact are aligned, the body is going to be on facts and it is not going to be biased towards opinions and assumptions. I hope this strategy helps you and clarifies some of the conversation plans that you are having in future, which you were feeling is going to get difficult. Use this strategy and get into that conversation with the right intent and go create that impact. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have not downloaded the PDF document as yet, do download it. Even difficult conversations can be done by holding strong self-beliefs.